Welcome to Rise and Shine, your daily business tech boost with me, Charly Leetham. If you're a small business owner looking to simplify technology and get real, actionable advice from someone with 35 years of IT experience, you're in the right place. Every episode, I'll dive into tools and systems like email, CRM, marketing and tracking, and I'll break them down into bite-sized tips you can use straight away. Your time is valuable, so let's get straight to the point. It's time to work smarter, not harder. Rise and shine. It's your daily dose of business tech inspiration with me, Charly Leetham. Episode number 596. Today, I'm going to go back into security and the things that you can do to make sure, security, to make sure that you are keeping your web server as clean as possible to reduce potential exploits. So let me give you a story and go from there. The story is that I was cleaning up a server this week. A lovely client asked me to give them a hand, and I logged into on their WordPress website. I logged into their hosting, and I thought, oh, that looks a bit strange. So I said to them, do you want me to do a quick audit on your server? I'm like, oh, would you do that? And let us know what's on there. It's an older server. There's been things removed and added all the time, and there's lots of files on there. So I said, yeah, sure, I'll go through and do an audit. So I went through and did an audit, and I found 3 WordPress sites that were WordPress 3.1 and version 3.5 and version 4. We're now up to 6.8, just to give you an idea of how old those are. Three of those. There was a folder that just had PHP files in it that needed to be cleaned up. And then in the root folder of the website, where the folder where all of the files reside, were malicious code. Somewhere along the line, a number of years ago, judging by the file dates, the site had been, or the hosting provider, or the hosting account had been compromised, and these hack files had been uploaded. And because no one knew what they were, everyone's like, well, that's something that someone else has put on to make this other thing work. And they were hack files. They had encrypted payloads being the data inside it. They had encrypted payloads. When you logged into it, I couldn't determine whether it sent out a Trojan and downloaded something to your computer, whether it actually went out to the internet and said, hey, this site is still active, send me the malicious code and I'll install it for you, whether it was just a root hack, a root hack so that someone could log in and take over root on the server. Now, when we say take over root, what we mean is that become super admin on the server. There is a hack available, or there was. There's a lot of patches being done in the last few years about this, that people can actually get a file uploaded, run that file, and then take over a super admin and be able to create databases, read databases, add extra files, compromise files. It's a vicious hack. I couldn't tell what it was. Now, whether it's still active or not, whether people were accessing it or not, I couldn't tell, but I had to delete it. So I've deleted all of these files and got rid of them. With the old WordPress sites, what I did was I just zipped up the folders, I downloaded the databases, I put them all together in a zip, and I've handed them over and said, these sites, if you want them, we can reinstall them. You're not using them now, but if you want them, we can reinstall them. We're going to have to do major upgrades on them to get them working, because they're not working in the current PHP environment. It needs like PHP 5, and we're on PHP 8 now. But here they are in case you need them. So I've backed them all up. I've downloaded all of the databases. That's what I'm trying to get at, is that it's really a good practice for you as a business owner to make sure that you are auditing your systems regularly, particularly things like your web servers. When you're like, oh, we'll just upload this application and get this application running, or we'll just run up a WordPress website and get it running. Oh no, we're not going to use that now, so we'll come back to that later. And it sits there and it sits there and it sits there. And the problem is that because you've installed it and you've forgotten about it, you're unlikely to be patching it. So it gets older and older and older. The problems, the security issues that exist with it, because there are always security issues, become more and more well known. And as soon as someone finds that you've got this on your site, they try to exploit it. They try to get in. And the older it is, the more likely that someone is going to be able to compromise your web server using it. So it's really worthwhile doing these audits. Not only, did I clear up all of these potential compromise points and get rid of files that look like they're there to compromise the server in general, I've cleared up a whole heap of space on the site. When I logged into their cPanel account, it says, oh yeah, you've got 50% of your disk space available, but they don't actually look at the disk space usage. They actually look at the number of files on the site, and you have a quota of files that you can have on the site, and they were starting to get to the limit of that. So by clearing all of that up, I've cleared all that down. Now we know exactly what's on the server. We know who's accessing it. We've reduced the resources that it's using so that the hosting provider isn't going to start throttling them or charging them more money because they've exceeded limits. So that's the physical side of it. The other thing I did was I went through the databases. I logged in and I had a look at the databases on the server, and I had a look at the database users on the server. And there was a whole heap of databases that are no longer used. So the sites have been deleted previously, but the databases didn't get deleted. That happens. It's a common occurrence. But again, they should go. Again, it's not as much of a compromise issue. It's not as much of a point of weakness. It still is a point of weakness. And the more you can remove those things, the safer you will become, or the safer you will be. So I went through and downloaded and backed up all of the databases that are no longer used, saved them off, deleted them, and then went through the database users and made sure that the only active users on that system are the ones that are assigned to the existing databases. If there's a user there that wasn't assigned to an existing database, I got rid of it, just in case. Again, less likely to be a problem, but it's another point that you can say, yep, we've closed this down, we've made sure it's tight. So I really wanted to sort of talk about that today, because it took me a little while to go through it all and audit it. And of course, I've written it all down for them. I put it in an audit document so that they've got it. They now know what's on their server and where things are, and theoretically who has access to them. And yeah, we found some malicious code that needed to be got rid of. So once I found that code, by the way, I also had to go through and do a scan on the entire web server to see if I can find any other code that might have been loaded as a result of those compromises. I didn't. So I'm probably 80% certain that there's nothing there. 80-20 rule. Yeah, never 100% certain. So guys, do you regularly have someone go through and do an audit on your web server? Do you, when you log into your hosting panel and have a look at what's installed, go, I don't know what that does, I'll just ignore it? Your support team is going to hate me. If you see something and you don't know what it is and you don't understand why it's there, ask the question. Ask your team, is this something we need? Even if it's a yes or no answer of yes, we need it, and you don't want to know anything more about it, that's fine. But make sure you know what's there. I'm just watching my background going all funny on me. That's because I've got my hair up in a pony today. So make sure you know what's there. Make sure you understand it, but ask your team. And the reason I say they're going to hate you is because you'll probably go back to them with a heap of questions, and they're going to go, oh, I really don't have time to answer this. But I think it's worthwhile doing. And I think you can develop a really good relationship with your tech team by asking these questions and getting them to educate you slowly and piecemeal about how your systems are put together, what these things do, why do we have this on here? Is it something we're using? What's the business benefit of it? Start to get those understandings. You don't need to understand it in any great detail, but you do. I think having some understanding is well worth doing. Alrighty, so what do you guys think? Do you audit your websites? Do you, well, not your websites, do you audit your servers? Do you know what's on your hosting at the moment? Do you know whether you've got old versions of the site that you need to back up and get rid of? Why don't you let me know? Have you done it? Will you do it? Is there something I've said that you disagree with? Is there something I've said that has raised more questions that I haven't answered? Please let me know. Come across to my community. Ask charlyleetham.locals.com. You can join the conversation there. You can also leave comments wherever you're watching or listening to this video. And if this has been helpful, please give it a like. And if you haven't already, please do subscribe to the channel and ring the notification bell so you find out when I drop more content. And guys, I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye. Hey there, thanks so much for tuning in to Rise and Shine, your daily business tech boost. I hope today's episode gave you some actionable insights that will make your business tech work smarter for you. If you found value, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with other small business owners who could use a daily boost. For more tips, tools, and resources, visit www.askcharlyleetham.com. Until next time, keep rising, keep shining, and let's make tech simple together.